We have another update. P. Diddy, Cassie. Well, Cassie speaks out. Put up the picture full mask. So today, Cassie has addressed the surveillance video from the 2016 assault at the hand of Sean Diddy Combs, saying, quote, "Thank you for all of the love and support from my family, friends, strangers, and those I have yet to meet. The outpouring of love has created a place for my younger self to settle and feel safe now. But this is only the beginning. Domestic violence is the issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I am better today, but I will always be recovering from my past. Thank you to everyone who has taken the time to take this matter seriously. My only ask is that everyone open your heart to believing victims the first time. It takes a lot of heart to tell the truth out of a situation that you were powerless in. I offer my hand to those that are still living in fear. Reach out to your people. Don't cut them off. No one should carry this weight alone. This healing journey is never ending, but this support means everything to me. Thank you, love always, Cassie." So heartfelt, so true, so authentic, so real. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Less than 10% of sexual assaults, DV, domestic violence, etc., gets reported. And then when it does get reported, many times it's reported, but it wasn't the first time it happened. And we have this culture in America that would prefer to dismiss the reality of these claims and basically put that person on trial as if they are a suspect. Put up the picture of the security officer, the former security guard. So the P. Diddy's head of security, former head of security, said on Monday on the Piers Morgan show Uncensored that Combs allegedly did not know Ventura had access to the surveillance footage of him. He had no idea. The disturbing video released Friday by CNN corroborated Ventura's November 2023 lawsuit, in which she claimed Combs chased her down a hallway of the now closed InterContinental Hotel Century City and assaulted her before paying $50,000 to cover it up. Quote, "He knew those cameras were there, Bonds told Morgan. But of course, as we heard, he came back to the hotel and he paid to get the footage, but didn't know," which Cassie said inside her complaint, that they gave her a copy of the footage also. All right? She always had it. Now, here's an interesting dynamic. The DA has already come out and said statute of limitation has expired because this took place in 2016. But there's a nuance here. And if you have ongoing suppression, ongoing cover-up, those nuances, they stop the clock from starting, okay? So if you are in active suppression by way of covering something up or intimidating the witness, that means that's a continuation of the initial crime. If they wanted to prosecute P. Diddy, they could. That's my point, all right? Put up the picture. As previously reported, Ventura alleged in her 35-page complaint that Combs forced her, now this is tough to hear, forced her to engage in sexual acts with male sex workers as he watched and recorded, sexually violated her on a regular, beat her and pushed her into drug addiction. Following the complaint, a litany of similar accusations from other women ensued. Combs is currently facing 5 other civil lawsuits that regard accusations of sexual misconduct, coercion, and other illegal activities. HuffPost summarizes further that Bonds claimed Combs was violent toward women at least 4 or 5 times during his tenure and told Morgan the, quote, king manipulator frequently got into wrestling and punching matches with women, adding, quote, I've seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother, end quote. Bonds told Morgan, quote, I've seen him inside the car, grab her up. I've seen him smack her. And one thing about Kim is Kim got to the point where she fought back because she realized how powerful she was. HuffPost notes Porter had 3 children with Combs and died suddenly of apparent pneumonia in 2018. Bonds told Morgan he wasn't surprised by the footage of Cassie Ventura's assault, having, quote, seen things to this nature before, end quote, and also gotten in between things. He said he had to break up these domestic occurrences as early as 2012. He recalled thinking Combs was simply up to the same games. Again, Bond said Combs' apology video was insincere, stating Combs said what he thought people wanted to hear and is only sorry because he got caught. It's a deeper anger when you're hitting and punching a woman in that type of manner, Bond said, adding that Combs' problem with women indicates a deeper issue within himself. Ventura alleged in her 2023 lawsuit, which was settled for an undisclosed amount in 1 day after the filing, which was a record, that Bonds witnessed Combs stomping her in 2009 after he learned she'd spoken to a music manager at a club in Los Angeles, and that Bonds tried to stop Combs. All right, reminder of the apology again. Here it is.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was f***ed up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
You know, it's not difficult to determine the reality of his apology. You see, he doesn't apologize to the person he offended and assaulted. He apologizes to his fan base. And he talks about I. Says nothing to that young lady that he put through hell, or the family members that had to help resurrect her soul again. There's more. When Diddy's apology video was posted on Sunday, a number of people noticed that the record producer did not apologize directly to Cassie. According to TMZ, neither party can say the other's name publicly, thanks to the very strict NDA. Diddy's attorneys had to make sure his apology video, which was allegedly his idea, was in compliance with the settlement. He could have still apologized and said to her. He did not have to say the name. Also, that does not mean that Cassie's husband couldn't say anything, though. The day the footage leaked, Alex Fine, who's been married to the singer since 2019, posted a lengthy statement, ultimately saying, quote, men who hit women aren't men. Fine added in the caption, quote, wrote this a while back, but the words ring true not just today, but every day. I want my kids and every kid to live in a world that's safe for women and girls, protects them and treats them as equals. To the women and children, you're not alone and you are heard. I'm so happy she has a husband like that. That's your update now. Obviously, more updates will come. Cassie has said to everyone, you helped her in her healing process. Had no idea it was this bad. This is worse than anyone imagined. All right, Francesca, thoughts here?
I have a lot of thoughts. Decades, Doc. Like over a decade of this. That's how much she endured. And not only that, but she was 19 when she met him.
Yep.
She had a whole career ahead of her. And this, so again, they might not be walking down the Academy Awards red carpet wearing a Time's Up pin, but this is absolutely a boss who signed her at 19, manipulated her, got into a romantic relationship with her, and then abused her physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually for a decade. Imagine what Cassie's life would have been like had she actually been signed to someone serious and had actually been able to do her music. I mean, she would have been a much bigger name. I mean, she's already got some incredible hits, we know that. But I'm just putting that out there, that this is also about like the toxic workplace environment that exists in the music industry, in a lot of other industries. But that aside, I have a question about the bodyguard. It's great that he came forward. It's great that he did this interview. But also, if you're the bodyguard, I understand that this is your job to protect supposedly this, big name, this celebrity. But if that celebrity is the one doing the crime, committing domestic violence, hurting people, trafficking people, at what point is this your responsibility too? I mean, is this man gonna be on the hook himself? What did he see? When did he know it? And again, we've seen this with so many other people, whether it was Harvey Weinstein's assistants who aided and abetted him in trapping women in his hotel rooms, or R. Kelly and his massive entourage and the ways that they absolutely knew what was going on. So I got a lot of questions.
Yeah, relevant, and probably it will come out because I think some of this stuff is going to trial.